Welcome to Friendship International Bible Stories. Today we're going to have a Bible story about where did people come from. Last time we discussed the whole earth, the heavens, and everything that God made. Today we're going to look at where people came from. The story comes from Genesis chapter 2, verses 4 through 25. And it's the story of two people named Adam and Eve, the first man and the first woman. The Bible says in Genesis 2:4 that when God created man, he took some clay from the earth and he formed it in the same way that a potter will form a pot and shape it to the way he wanted. And God took the clay, made a man out of that clay, and when it was just right, he breathed into his nose the breath of life, and man became a living being. And God took the man and he took him to a place in a garden, and he said, "This is the place I have for you to live. I want you to live here, and everything you need is in this garden. It's full of growing things that give fruit. It's trees and grass and the fruit that you may eat of all different kinds. And you may eat freely of it, except for the fruit of one tree that's in the middle of the garden. This one tree has fruit that you may not eat, because if you eat it, you will die. And that is fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil." And Adam understood what God said, and he felt free to eat all of the other fruit that was in the garden. And as Adam was in the garden, and there were animals in the garden, God looked at Adam and he said, "It's not good for a man to live alone. I will make a helper meet for him." And by helper, the Bible doesn't mean someone to wash his clothes and cook his food. What the Bible means is someone to give him strength when he's weak, someone to encourage him when he's discouraged. Oftentimes the Bible uses the same word, help, of God himself. God is my helper. It's that word and that concept that God was thinking of in giving Adam a woman to be with him. And he wanted Adam to understand that he needed that, and so God brought to Adam animals. And he told Adam, "I have a job for you. Look at all the animals that I have made, and I will bring them by you, and you name them." And although the Bible doesn't say that they came by twos, the implication is there, and they came to Adam, and Adam was to name them. There was a horse with its mare and stallion, and the cow came with the heifer and the bull, and Adam named them. And then there was the sheep that came with the ram and the ewe, and Adam began to wonder, where's mine? Then the goats, the billy goat and the nanny goat, and he named them. And then there was the wild animals, the lion and the lioness, and the giraffe with his bull and his cow. And Adam began to think, where is mine? And then God brought some of the fowls. The chickens came with a hen, a rooster, and a peacock and the peahen. Adam named them, and he began to feel a little lonely. And then God brought the deer with the buck and the doe, and the zebra with the stallion and the mare. And finally, God said to him, "I will provide you a helper." And God made Adam to fall asleep. And God did the first surgery in the world and opened up Adam's side and took out a part of one of his ribs. And while Adam was watching in his sleep, God made a woman out of the rib. And when Adam saw the woman, he was delighted. I know what Adam thought, because there was a time in my life when I was younger, when I was looking for a wife for 5 years. And when I finally met the right one, I said, "This is her. This is her. This is the one I have been looking for." And so Adam looked at her and he loved her immediately. And he said, this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Let her name be woman, because she was made out of the man. And for this reason, a man will leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife, and they will be one flesh. And Adam and Eve were in the garden. They had no clothes at all, but they were not ashamed because they were totally innocent, and they had a wonderful life with the animals and the garden and all of the fruit that they wanted to eat. And that is the story of Adam and Eve, the first man and the first woman.